Hey, what's up guys, it's Flex and welcome back. If you guys have been watching my videos, you probably already know when I sold my 2013 white Mercedes C300, I installed a really cool ambient light kit that I got from DMP Car Design. Well, apparently DMP Car Design just released a brand new ambient light kit for the W204 C-Class. Unfortunately, I no longer have a W204 C-Class to do the install. As you can see, I'm sitting in my W205 C-Class, but I asked the guys over at DMP Car Design to shoot a video, and I'm gonna do my best to describe the installation for you. So now let's take a look at the product, and then I'll walk you through the install. So here's the entire kit. Right over here on the left, these are receivers. These will actually control the colors of the ambient light parts. This right here is the main harness, and that actually has a QR code so you can scan it to use an app that will control all the colors. Next right here, these are the light emitting boxes. These will actually shine the LED through the optic tubes. These right here are the footwell lights, and these are all the accessories included in the kit. And then lastly, these are the door light wiring harness. Here's how the entire kit works. Starting with the main harness, which controls the ambient light colors. This will actually need a power source. It has two wires at the end. One will need voltage and the other one is just a ground, and then the footwell lights will plug to the main harness. So the receiver for the door, it will also need a power source, one voltage and one ground. And if you follow the wire, it will have this plastic end right here that will actually plug into the door handle light. This one here will be for the door pocket on the bottom, and this is the light emitting box, which will actually shine the LED through this optic tube using this accessory that's part of the accessory pack. And that's it. Now let's go test out the kit. First, Daniel's going to be installing the main harness. He's going to use a trim tool to pry up on the shifter boot. Then he's going to pull off the shifter bezel. And then once that's out of the way, he's going to remove the shifter trim piece. And then to get the shifter to the neutral position, he's going to use a screwdriver to push on this yellow button. Now with the shifter out of the way, he's going to remove these two screws. And then once those are removed, he'll slide out the coin tray, and now he has access to the power wire for the cigarette lighter. So the red wire from the main harness will need to go to this yellow wire here, and the black is the ground, will go to this brown wire here. So it's just a matter of tapping into those wires. So he's fully spliced into those wires. Now he's going to grab the footwell lights and plug it to the main harness. And then he's going to turn on the car. And the lights are on. So next thing is to scan this QR code to use the app to Bluetooth control the colors. Now he's just going to cycle through some of the colors just to make sure everything works. So everything works. Now it's time for the full install. Now Daniel's going to separate the footwell lights. Two will be going in the passenger footwell, and the other two will go to the driver's side footwell. So he's going to take the two lights and he's going to sneak it from the inside out right here. He's going to use a trim tool and remove the carpet. And now he's just going to take the two lights and sneak them right through. So he's going to install one light underneath here. For a clean install like this, just need to remove 1, 2, 3 screws holding this bottom panel in place and then sneaking the light through. The other light will be routed to the back of the seat. And then it's just going to get stuck onto the bottom of the back of the seat. And it's the same process for the driver's side. First step is to remove the door panel. Need to remove a screw here and a screw here. Next, Daniel is going to use a pry tool and pry off the door panel from the door. Next, he's going to remove the cable for the door handle. And then he's going to remove the connectors connected to the control box in the door. Now that the door panel is removed, he's going to start by installing the upper strip here. But first, you need to drill a hole right there. So now he's going to feed the optic tube into that little hole that he just drilled. And then he's going to sneak the optic tube into the joint right above the side door trim. Once the optic tube is installed, he's going to trim off any excess, and then he's going to tape off the end of that light tube, and then he's going to pull back all the blue film, and that will allow the optic light tube to stick in place so it doesn't move around within that crease. Next is the door handle light right here. So if you look on the back side, this is the OEM optic tube and it has a plug for a LED light. Daniel's just going to pull it off. And next what he needs to do is, this is included in the kit. He's going to pop it open and take out the LED chip. And this is the color changing LED chip part of the kit. So he's going to open the stock connector. Then he's going to stick the new chip in. The chip is not going to fit. So what he's going to do next is trim the cover so the chip can fit nicely in. Now he's just going to take a tie wrap and just tie wrap it in place so it doesn't open up. And now this new connector can be plugged to the OEM light tube. So he's going to first put some electrical tape right behind the optic tube. And that's just to hold it in place while he puts the brand new connector with the multi-LED onto the end of that optic tube. So next is the light for the door pocket right here. Here is the plastic piece that will emit light from the connector, and it needs a hole somewhere right there. So Daniel is going to measure the thickness of this plastic piece, and then he's going to grab a drill bit to roughly the same size and drill a hole from the back side of the door panel to where he wants to install that plastic lighted piece. Now he's going to push that plastic piece into the hole. Install the connector. And then he's going to grab the wiring harness and install all the wires. So one will go to the door handle, one to the lower pocket, and the last one to the light emitting box, which is connected to the light tube that's installed right above the trim piece on the inside of the door. Now we got to get power to the receiver box that controls the ambient light kit in the door, and the power will be tapped from this white connector here. So Daniel is gonna take this connector out, peel back the black wrapping, and he's gonna tap the red power wire of the receiver box to this red with white stripe, and then the black ground wire to the brown wire. And then the other end, he's gonna plug it to the wiring harness that's connected to the 3 ambient light points.
Well, there you have it, another really cool product from DMP Car Design. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you do, hit like below. As always, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you next time.